Welcome back to another episode of Geeky Analysis. This week, we'll be staying in the Stranger Things universe and exploring the growth cycle, appearance, and abilities of the hideous Demogorgons. Enjoy! The Demogorgons are natives of the Upside Down, an irradiated alternate world identical to the human world. Not much is known about Demogorgons besides their growth cycle, external physiology, and their limited abilities. Let's get into those, starting with the growth cycle. Each Demogorgon undergoes 5 stages of growth before reaching a 6th and final stage of growth as an adult. Each stage comes with a range of different advantages, from very smooth things, such as easier movement, to being able to 100% fend for itself. Demogorgon started life off as a small helpless creature. In its larval form, it was as big as your average garden slug, but appeared to be green with yellow spots instead of dark grey. Until it was ready, the slug would inhabit the bodies of Demogorgon victims, including Will Byers and Barbara Holland, regardless as to whether the individual was dead or alive. When they were ready to leave their initial home, they'd make their way out and make their own way, appearing to forage for anything they could find. After an unknown amount of time, the sluggish creature would evolve into a tadpole-like creature by likely shredding some of its skin and growing 2 tiny arms, which helped it move quicker. Unlike a tadpole, however, the still larval Demogorgon didn't inhabit or live near any sort of water. The 3rd stage of Demogorgon development begins with the Demogorgon sprouting 2 hind legs out from behind its body, and it's the only stage, minus the first, not to be entered through the molting of skin. This development is rather beneficial for the Demogorgon, as it granted the ability to fend for itself as well as walk on all fours, meaning it could travel large distances at very fast speeds than what it could without being exhausted afterwards. It was even able to pace many of Hawkins Middle School's many corridors without tiring out. After eating sufficient amounts of food, the next stage will commence. The Demogorgon will shed its skin again and grow to be larger than your average house cat. It was at this stage that the Demogorgon developed its infamous petal mouth and resembled what it would become, which the previous stages lacked. At this point, the Demogorgon could fend for itself as well as hunt down prey as big as itself, such as a house cat. D'Artagnan, Dustin's intentional pet Demogorgon, did this to Muse, Dustin's cat. Referred to as Demogorgons, the penultimate stage of Demogorgon growth saw the Demogorgons grow to the size of large dogs and hunt in packs, under the control of the hive mind of the Mind Flayer, a shadowy, almost deity-like tyrant who ruled over the expanse of the Upside Down. Capable of tackling down prey much larger than themselves, such as humans, the Demodogs, despite their juvenile stage, were just as deadly as what they would become. The final stage of Demogorgon growth comes at an unknown period of time, presumably through the creature shedding its skin one more time. This time the Demogorgon is capable of standing upright in a bipedal stance like that of a human. However, they were giants compared to humans. Each individual Demogorgon stood at around 9 to 10 feet tall. That's 2.7 to 3 meters in metric. One of their notable powers, which will be explored later on, likely developed at this stage. It was a Demogorgon at its stage 6 that played Hawkins in 1983, as well as an unwillingly acting as an executioner in a Soviet gulag in 1985. One of the most notable features of a Demogorgon is their body, with their head in particular being quite striking. Although standing like a human and sporting a very similar anatomy to a human, it had no face. What was in place of a face was horrific. It had simply a petal mouth. That's the colloquial name for its mouth, which opened in a similar way to a fully grown flower. It had 5 fleshy things surrounding its mouth, opening up in a similar way to that of a flower, hence the name. As for the rest of its body, it was very skinny, as if it was malnourished, and had pale skin, which was tanned over due to the extreme quantities of radiation in the atmosphere of the Upside Down. This wasn't permanent, but didn't wear away unless it was cleaned off, which the Russians presumably did with their Demogorgon executioner. The Demogorgons were stacked with a small range of abilities that made them an impressive force to be reckoned with, whether they were working in a pack or single-handedly. Durability, high speed, and extreme strength were shared traits among all the Demogorgons, which made them highly effective predators. They are able to hunt anything, including humans, deer, and cats. However, they can't see their prey due to a lack of eyes. Instead, Demogorgons rely heavily on sound and smell. Their hearing appears to be very sensitive and able to pick up a wide range of sounds. As for their smell, they were similar to that of a shark. They could smell blood several miles away, and that would indicate to them that there was easy prey nearby. Nancy and Jonathan tested this theory, which Nancy proposed, and it was proven to be fact, as the Demogorgon came after them once they'd sliced their hands with a knife. At least one Demogorgon has displayed two unique abilities no other has. It was able to open portals that linked Hawkins in the Upside Down, as well as use limited telekinesis when hunting well. Its first victim in Hawkins. As for the portals, it managed to open portals in Hawkins National Laboratory, Hawkins Middle School, or Hawkins Woodland, and temporarily in the buyer's home. The largest and the first was formed in Hawkins' lab. There we are. The end of the video is among us. Like usual, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did and want to see more content just like it, feel free to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss a video. Also, feel free to like the video too. It really helps the channel as well as motivate me to continue. But that's up to you. I'm on Instagram and Twitter. Links to both will be in the description. Make sure to stay tuned for next time, and I hope to see you next week. Bye!